Hello, I've come back with a second book from the Carnegie shortlist. Look Both Ways by Jason Reynolds. This is one on the younger age, 8+, not the higher teens, but the sort of the 8s and upwards. It's a story in 10 stories make up the story, and it's the story of children. When the bell rings and school is finished, the walkers are finally set free. For 10 blocks, they have no one telling them what to do. So you've got 10 kids going 10 different ways home, and it just looks at their journey home. 10 different stories about 10 different children on their way home from school. And there is a sort of light little intermingling of the stories, because somebody from the first story might get a mention in one of the other stories, but you've got almost 10 little independent cameos for these kids, and it's 10 issues that children face. So it's not a book all about a child whose parent is suffering from cancer. It's not a book all about somebody who's having problems with bullying. You've got elements of different things in each of the 10 stories. So a child, it will open up a conversation with children about all sorts of things. It gives you a chance to have a dialogue with your child about bullying, about parents whose children whose parents are ill, children who've got phobias, and you've got very, very different stories. You, on the face of it, you don't know what these children are suffering until you get towards the end. And as for the opening, if you don't get all them nasty half-baked goblins out of your nose, I promise I'm not walking home with you. I mean, an opening all about bogies, you can't beat it, can you? You've got a little gang, a story about a little gang. They collect change, and they seem like sort of the naughty ones, because they sort of do a bit of pickpocketing, bit of this and that. But then you learn that there is a reason for it, and it's heartbreaking, this reason, and it's the bravado that these kids put on. You've got a story about bullying, about a girl and a lad who are both independently suffered at the hands of bullies, to different times, different occasions, and you sort of see the effect that has on. You've got a girl returning to school after a long illness and getting back into the swing of things. You've got a girl wanting to become independent, wanting to walk home from school and not be met by the babysitter, and it's her way of making sure that she is safe and making sure that she knows that whatever happens, she can cope with it, because she doesn't want mum to keep babysitting her. You've got almost elements of homophobia as well in there, and then you've got a little lad who's absolutely terrified of dogs, and how he thinks his way home, all the little obstacles that he can overcome so that he doesn't meet dogs. You've got a beautiful story about a girl and her grandfather. Absolutely heartbreaking, that one is, and it's that I think is my favourite story of the whole 10. And then you've got a lad who needs a coping mechanism because his mum was injured in a traffic accident, and it's his coping mechanism, how he copes with his fear. And through the story, you've got a line, sort of a school bus falling from the sky. What would happen if a school bus fell from the sky? And this is a thread that runs through all the 10 stories. It's just a line, and you think you don't really know where it's going, and then you realise right at the end why the school bus is falling from the sky. It's a lovely read. It's A book that will open up all sorts of questions when you're reading it with children. 10 different stories, 10 different scenarios, everything happening on the way home from school. So, Look Both Ways by Jason Reynolds. It's a nice read. So another one that I've ticked off the Carnegie list. So, happy reading, and I'll catch you soon. Bye.